It's the Becky and Boca Show, coming to you live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. from glamorous downtown Boca Raton. I'll show you how to live life in style in one of the country's most elegant cities, nestled right along the beautiful Atlantic beaches between Palm Beach and Miami. So sit back, relax, and let me show you how to indulge yourself Boca style. This is Marcy Kammerman and Stacy Crone, correct? Okay. And they are from Wheel to Survive South Florida, which is a cycling fundraiser event to raise money for ovarian cancer.
That's correct.
Okay, you want to tell us about it?
Well, I'd love to. So
Okay.
first of all, thank you for having us. Such a great opportunity to promote our event. We're really excited.
I thought I'd slide you in after Buffy. That would be a good.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
We're below the waist tonight.
Below the waist. Right.
Okay.
So, Wheel to Survive is presented by Be the Difference Foundation,
Okay.
which was an organization started in 2012 in Dallas, Texas, by women that were ovarian cancer survivors at the
Okay.
time. And the way that they raise money is through indoor spinning cycling events.
Oh, wow.
It's
That's
really
nice. I
cool.
like that.
That's right.
Okay.
Every rider is a fundraiser, and you ride to be the difference. So the whole idea is to, the problem with ovarian cancer, just to dial back a little bit. Is
Yeah,
that,
give us a little background.
Yeah,
Okay. And why are
it's-
you interested in?
Well,
how
I
did
will,
you?
I will
Okay.
get to that too.
Okay.
So
And you
much
too.
to talk
We have a
about.
lot to say. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get going.
So, ovarian cancer is such a difficult cancer because when it's detected, it's so late in the disease. Early detection is very
I know.
difficult.
Yes, and it's very, very terminal if you.
Well,
if
that's
you don't
correct.
catch it in time.
Fact, interestingly enough, on the talking points that John gave us to talk about today, of all the women that will be diagnosed this year with ovarian cancer, 1,700 will be in Florida. 1,000
wow.
will die, and it's the second highest incident of ovarian cancer in the country.
In
just
Florida?
under-
In Florida.
Just under California.
Why would that be?
That I don't know.
We don't know the answer to that.
That I don't know.
But it's a very scary statistic.
Wow.
But this organization is dedicated to finding a cure and research for early detection. Because if there's early detection, the survival rate goes up like by 94%.
Are there any new breakthroughs now for early detection? I mean, what's the?
Not that we are
Yeah,
really
well,
aware of.
well, they have done a lot of research with the University of Pennsylvania and the Clarity Foundation, and they're making strides. They're definitely making strides.
Okay.
And how I got involved in this organization originally is I'm an attorney, and a colleague of mine who lived in Dallas was part of the beginning of this organization, was diagnosed with ovarian cancer.
Oh, wow.
And she asked me to come, well, actually, I volunteered to go ride on her team. I wanted to ride, I wanted to help her, I wanted to help her be the difference. So I went down to the event. It was so inspiring, it's so much fun. You feel so good about what you're doing. It's such
Sure.
a good give back.
Yeah.
And when she passed away, 2 years ago, I really wanted to bring it here. And then my paralegal's mother was diagnosed with ovarian cancer.
Oh my.
Stacy's mother was diagnosed with ovarian
Oh,
cancer.
no.
And because of all of these diagnoses, I said, that's it, we're doing it. So
Yeah.
here we are, we're doing it.
Good for you. Okay.
So,
can
comes
we-
our
here, let
poster?
me get it.
If you could,
See if I can get it.
Yeah.
Closer. Okay, this is your poster. Do you wanna
right.
talk
So the
about
ride
it?
is on April 30th. At Ride Delray in Delray Beach, and the owners, Sue Albinder and Lisa Besman, are sisters. They own the studio. They've been amazing hosts, so generous to bring their studio for this event, and we're really excited about it.
Okay, so how does it work if someone wants to participate?
Well, they can go online to BeTheDifferenceFoundation.org,
Okay.
Wheel to Survive South Florida, and
Okay.
register to ride. It's $40 to ride.
Okay.
And you commit to raise $250 if you can. There's no penalty if you don't.
Okay.
But the whole idea is for every rider to be a fundraiser. And you can ride on your own, or you could be part of a team.
And you
Okay.
don't have to ride for the full 3 hours. You can ride for an hour, you
Okay,
can ride
that's
for
good.
2 hours. A lot of
Right.
people think, I can't ride
Yeah.
for 3 hours, but you don't have to ride for the full 3 hours.
Right.
Okay,
right,
wonderful.
Right. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to have vendors there, raffle items.
It's 101
music.
Southeast 2nd Avenue in Delray.
Right off Atlantic Avenue.
Yeah, okay, that's a hopping area. All right.
Yeah, it's hopping here. It's a great studio. They've done, the sisters have done just a beautiful job. It's really cool.
And
it's
is
really cool.
it just a cycling studio?
That's
Or-
correct.
Oh, wow.
Just cycling.
Wow.
And they do a great job.
Okay.
It's very much state of the art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you can tell us about ovarian cancer and people you know that maybe
Well,
have
my-
had
Talk
it?
about your
Yeah,
mom.
Yeah.
so in 2010, my mother was diagnosed with advanced stage ovarian
Oh.
cancer. It was a complete shock to our family.
How did she find it?
It took a lot of doctors and a lot of perseverance. I can't even tell you what we went
So
through.
she had symptoms and she started going
You
to.
don't really have symptoms. You know, you might have a swollen stomach or you might have some digestive issues, but those could be
let me move a
signs
little
of
closer.
those could be signs of a lot of different
Right.
things. So after a lot of perseverance and tests, it was finally diagnosed, and
And what stage was she when it was diagnosed?
3C,
Oh my
which is
goodness.
very advanced. And my mother is truly my hero. She has been battling and fighting since 2010.
How's
and
she
she
doing?
continues to fight.
Oh wow.
And we are going to find a cure. And this is a great event. And
Aw.
I'm so happy and proud to be a part of it. I can't thank Marcy enough for reaching
Yeah,
out
it's
to me.
really
and
very special.
it really is going to be a special event.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
anybody that wants to
anybody
come
wanna get
support us
involved
and
in
get
this, it
involved,
this is
we
a
would
good
love
one.
to have you there. You
Yeah.
know, is an interesting statistic. 22,000 women will be diagnosed in 2017. It's a huge number, and 14,000 of them will die.
And most of them are diagnosed late.
Late stage, 3 or 4.
And what's the treatment at that point?
Sometimes in stage 4 there is no treatment. In stage 3, most of the time it's very advanced and intense chemotherapy,
Intense.
radiation, surgeries, and you have to be very hopeful that we can find a cure to diagnose this earlier.
The problem with the chemotherapy too is that it's so strong that it affects the rest of your body. Your feeling, your hearing.
Oh wow.
So many different things are permanently deteriorated as a result of it.
Do you know what the survival rate is if it's diagnosed late? I mean,
It's
are they curing it in a certain amount of people, or?
the survival rate late is very low,
Very low.
very low.
And you're saying most people are diagnosed late. So
Most
this
people
is
are
this
yeah.
is a cancer that's killing most of the people that.
Yeah, the
are
problem
diagnosed.
with it is that the symptoms for ovarian cancer are, bloating, having to go to the bathroom a lot,
Indigestion.
all these kinds of
Is
things
there
that
a
could
way
be
to
so many other
screen?
things.
Is there a way? Maybe all women should be screened for this periodically.
They really don't have a
There's no
screening
screening
for it. Yeah, a pap test doesn't tell you that you have ovarian cancer. So you start having these symptoms of bloating, excess going to the bathroom, or things like that, and you go to the doctor, and it's just all about process of elimination until you get there.
Until you figure out that's
and
what
then
it is.
and then you realize that it's pretty.
By that,
pretty
by the
far
point
gone.
you would get symptoms, it's pretty well advanced.
Rarely it's detected early. When it's detected early,
How is it detected early?
Well, there's 2 tests that they can use. One is a transvaginal ultrasound, and the other is called a CA-125, which is a blood test.
Right, that's the test for the gene. Is that what we're
No,
talking
that's
about?
not the gene test.
Okay.
That's the BRCA test, BRCA,
that's a different.
which is
Yeah.
different. The problem with the CA-125 is there could be a lot of false positives. So it is not 100% foolproof that the test is going to detect it. So
Oh,
in
wow.
conjunction with a transvaginal ultrasound, it's a good indicator, but there's nothing that's 100% to go out there and say, well, everyone should get tested with this test because they'll be able to
It's
determine
not like a
it.
mammogram. It's not
Right.
like you have.
I'm even wondering how anyone could be diagnosed early with this if you have no symptoms
It's
and
pretty
they're not
tough.
testing for
It's
it.
pretty tough. You really need. I mean, the most important thing right now for this disease is early detection.
So-
Any cancer that's detected early has such a higher survival
Sure.
rate, obviously.
Absolutely.
So, that's really the answer. And
So we're looking for a test that can detect it earlier. Is that what we're looking for when we're
Yeah, that would
trying
be-
to raise money?
that would be great.
A cure and a test
cure
for
and a
early
test.
detection.
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
So at this point, there are treatments. So some people, if it's caught early, can survive this cancer. Correct?
If it's
Yes.
caught early.
If it's caught early. So the
Right,
key is to
right.
find out how to catch it early.
But what's great about this organization, it started in Dallas in 2012, and it started small. And the Dallas ride this particular year had over 300 riders. They raised over
Wow.
$300,000.
Wow.
They have advanced to Austin. They're in San Diego, San Francisco. This is the first year in South Florida.
Oh, this is the first year.
First year.
First year.
Oh, okay.
So we've
How many
never-
people do you have signed up?
Right now we have 61 riders.
Oh, that's
We're
pretty
really
good.
excited.
Yeah.
We would love to have more if we were able to fill
Well, my
everybody.
audience is a very athletic, sports-minded
Well,
group
come. So
everybody
working
come out
so
there and sign with us.
You can do this. You can do this. Yes.
Yes, do it. It
Boca
would be
Raton
really
is all
cool.
about working out, so why not work out for a cause? And
Oh,
Delray
yeah.
Beach is right here.
Right.
And our
right up
goal,
the
our
road.
goal is to raise $50,000 for the first event, and we're already at 29,000.
Oh,
so I think we're doing
you'll
a
get
pretty
there.
good
We're
job.
really excited.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's okay. That happens a lot. Happens to me sometimes. We won't say whose phone that is. Okay, so let me ask you about your mom.
Okay.
How is she doing?
She is currently in remission, I am happy to say.
Oh, that's fantastic.
She has a outstanding angel in her gynecological oncologist. He is located here in Boca.
How long does that thing go? You got it on a long ring.
His
Okay, go
name
ahead.
is Fernando Riccio,
Oh,
and
okay.
he's located locally right here. He
In
is
Boca, okay.
he is a godsend, and he's keeping us going. He's keeping her going.
Wow. And emotionally, she's doing okay?
She is a rock and a
Wow.
fighter, and she's going to keep fighting.
Is she going to be here at this event?
She is going to be.
People
at the
can meet
event.
her and cheer her
Yes.
on?
There's
Yes,
going to be
it-
a lot of survivors.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a good thing
Oh,
to
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So her name is Jerry, and my team is Jerry's Gems. And
Jerry's Gems.
so if you want to ride for me and my mom, come sign up for
So
Jerry's
they
Gems.
can sign up for your team and ride for your
Correct.
mom. Aw,
Correct.
Jerry's Gems. Oh, that's fantastic. And so you said there's going to be a lot of survivors there.
Yes.
How do you find all these people? Or they find you, or
It's
you find
just
you?
how we found you. We networked.
Yeah.
And we got
Everything
it
out.
out there. And interestingly, there's more people that are affected by this disease than you think. And the other thing I really want to
in
say.
Florida, that's shocking
It's
to me.
amazing. And the other thing I want to say, I think this is a very important point. People think of ovarian cancer and they think this is a women's cancer. It's a woman's cause, but it's not. Because when somebody gets diagnosed with this disease, it affects the husbands, it affects the
Sure,
fathers, it affects
absolutely.
the sons and the brothers and the uncles and the nephews. And it really is a human disease.
And people feeling helpless because there doesn't seem to be a lot you can do to
That's right.
That's
to
very
diagnose
And it's
this or to
scary.
treat it.
That's right.
Very
That's
true.
right.
Right.
So awareness is very important. These kinds of fundraisers, getting the money for the research, for the early detection is crucial.
I like the idea of early detection. I'm just trying to figure out how that would be instituted with no symptoms. That's what makes this particularly
It's not
Well-
that there's no symptoms; they are just
vague.
they're so vague, and they could be an indicator of so many other things. You know, if you have indigestion, you're not going to.
So maybe we can
that
get
you
to a
have
point where
ovarian
if
cancer.
there is an early detection, every doctor checks for that first when
There
there's
needs
any
to be some sort of a screening to find it, just like a mammogram
for all women.
for all women. I
Okay.
mean, you get a mammogram every year. You should be able to go for a screening test for ovarian cancer every year.
Is there a genetic component? Are you concerned for yourself? Is
There
We should talk about that.
There is a genetic component. The BRCA test is a good indicator if there's a family history of ovarian and/or breast cancer. So there's
Okay.
BRCA1 and BRCA2. When
Might
my
wanna get a little
mom
closer.
when my mom was diagnosed, her mother, my grandmother, had died of breast cancer. So
Oh, yes,
I
there's a
was
connection.
tested for the BRCA gene, and I am positive.
okay.
And
Wow.
so, really, for me, there was no decision to be made. I've had preventative surgeries to avoid being in the position one day that I'm told you have cancer.
Oh my gosh, what do you want to talk about your
I have had a preventive double mastectomy as well as a complete hysterectomy.
good for you. I don't blame you at all
And I'm proud
on
of
that.
it.
That's exactly what I would do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You
Hands
eliminate
down.
that possibility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Whew. But
1, 2,
it was a big
3.
decision, I imagine.
Yes, it was not it hasn't been an easy few years, but
Yeah. Ooh.
you have to just pick yourself up and move forward.
Big
Sure.
decision, big recovery.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the only way to not have to worry about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I wake up every day and it's not in my head. You know,
right?
I don't
you don't
think
have to worry.
about
And
that.
before that, it was
Always.
and would be. Yeah.
Always.
Oh.
What's really
wow.
very important is for anyone that is diagnosed with breast cancer, any
Mm-hmm.
type of breast cancer should have a BRCA test.
A BRCA test. Now, if that's negative, does that mean
No, it does
that
not
there's-
mean
see,
that you
that's
can't
the-
be diagnosed.
Yeah, that's the catch-22.
No, it
there.
doesn't mean that you won't. But if you're positive, the likelihood of getting ovarian cancer is very high.
Yeah. Okay.
So
somewhere between the 87th to 95th percentile.
Ooh. Was this Angelina Jolie's
Yes,
issue?
that's correct.
Same issue.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she did the
Correct.
same surgeries you did,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people are shocked at the time, but I remember thinking that's exactly
Yeah.
what I would do.
So
And it was
Right.
around the
Take
same
control.
time. It was really around the same time as my surgeries as well. So
Wow, so you had her
she
as an
brought it to the
inspiration, too.
forefront, and
Right.
and there's been a lot of women, I think, that have made the same decision.
Is this covered by insurance, or is this one of those things that?
It probably
Insurance
depends on
hasn't
your
realized
insurance
that it's
company.
important
For
yet.
me, it was. My
Because I would
insurance
imagine
did
that's
cover
very
it.
important.
Yes.
Because it's definitely a preventative measure.
Correct.
Right.
So I guess we have to get to the point where all insurance companies cover that.
right, right.
Wow. How long was your recovery?
I think back. I'm
Did
an
you do them
attorney.
both at the same time?
No, you can't do both at the same time. Your body really is not strong enough, and there's no doctor out there that
would do that.
do it for at the same
Okay.
time.
Okay.
There's also a timing
Got a
issue.
couple of minutes here, so-
I did the double mastectomy first
Okay.
because after that it will put you into, if you have the hysterectomy first, it would put me into a menopause.
Right.
So, and that could trigger breast cancer. So there was
Oh,
a
my
whole
goodness.
timing issue to both of the surgeries and the recovery to when you do it.
Okay, we got to wrap up here, but I
Okay.
just want to tell everybody again, it's Wheel to Survive. Okay, and if you want to join here in Delray Beach, go to wheeltosurvive.org, and you'll be riding in Delray. You can ride on your team, which is
Jerry's Gems.
Jerry's
Or
Gems.
my team.
Or your, what's
or
your team?
Marcy's team. Make it happen.
Make it happen. Okay, and you're both attorneys.
That's
Yes.
right.
Wow, fantastic. Well, thank you for coming in.
Please keep this poster.
Yes.
Oh, I will.
And thank
I
you
will.
for having us,
I'll put this
Becky.
on my
We
social
really-
media.
Thank you for
We
the
are so
opportunity.
appreciative.
So great.
Oh, fantastic. And there's a lot of women out there, and I hope a lot of people will show up because this is definitely
Yes, please come. We want
an
you.
excellent cause. We gotta find early detection and a cure.
That's right.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ladies, for coming in.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week. I'm going to have Eve Plum next week from the Brady Bunch. So make sure you join me. Wow. That's really... You have been watching and listening to The Becky and Boca Show. Tune in every Thursday night at 6 p.m. to discover all the ways to spoil yourself and have a good time in beautiful Boca Raton. See you next week.